of our country. I love being an American, but I don't feel he represents me, and I don't like that. I mean, even with other presidents that I've disagreed with politically, I felt like, okay,
Donald Trump appeared on the show of David Letterman with one clear goal: dominate the room rather than debate, explain, or answer questions. He used the same tactics he often relies on: interrupting, insulting, reframing issues, and shifting the conversation so the audience argues about tone instead of truth.
Hi, Mary.
But this wasn't a rally or a friendly setting. Letterman had decades of experience handling strong personalities and knew how to control a live television moment. As the segment began with the usual late-night applause and warmth, Trump walked out confidently, waving as if he owned the cameras, sat unusually close to the desk, and quickly tried to set the rules of the conversation, complaining about unfair questions before any were even asked, mocking the writers, tossing out a nickname.
About the Mike Tyson situation. Shortly after the verdict was announced that he had been convicted, he was guilty of the crime, you had a plan. Now, what were you thinking?
What was I thinking?
Yeah.
I was thinking that as soon as he gets out, he's going to fight at my casinos.
Yeah, but you can't buy your way through.
Of course, I'm only kidding when I say that, folks.
And leaning forward with a grin as if the host's role was simply to play a supporting character in Trump's own monologue, David Letterman
I'm so consumed with the work of Warren Zevon
that when I was smiled politely while waiting for Trump to fill the air with so much noise that the audience could hear the emptiness inside it. Then Letterman finally spoke in a calm tone that sounded almost friendly and said, "Great, since you like being in control, we will do it your way." He reached under the desk and pulled out a laminated card labeled "One Question," and the audience chuckled, expecting a gag. But Letterman held the card up for the cameras like a referee showing a rule and said, "You get 60 seconds. No, detours, no personal attacks." One answer, Trump smirked and said, "Easy then."
At 1 o'clock in the morning by a woman. He then...
Well, we don't need to go through the case again.
It's ridiculous. The woman was dancing at 8 o'clock, and this guy's in jail for 6 years. I don't understand it.
Letterman slowly asked the question, making sure no one could miss it. Name one thing you are proud of that helped ordinary people, and explain it without insulting anyone while a timer appeared on the screen and the seconds began to bleed away. Trump started confident, using words like tremendous and historic, and claiming nobody had ever seen anything like him. But within 10 he drifted into grievances as he blamed the media, attacked opponents, and bragged about crowd sizes while never answering the question. David Letterman did not interrupt even once, and only pointed to the timer as it counted down like a steady clock. When the buzzer sounded, the audience laughed in a sharp, recognizing way, and Trump snapped and called it a stupid game. Letterman calmly replied that it was a simple question, and that Trump still could not answer it, which made the room erupt. Trump tried to regain control by raising his voice and accusing the host of bias while claiming the audience was rigged, but Letterman did not argue, and instead turned the laminated card over, which showed several of Trump's own quotes printed in large letters with dates. Letterman read one, then another that contradicted it, and then a third, while offering no commentary and only the record. Each time Trump tried to interrupt, Letterman lifted one finger in a polite and firm way like a judge controlling a witness. The audience began clapping between lines because the pattern had become obvious. Trump was not being attacked, he was being measured, and measurement was the one thing he could not bully. Trump then attempted his usual escape and threatened to leave as he pushed his chair back and said that they were done there. Letterman stayed calm and asked for one more thing, and said the answer must be yes or no. Trump froze because yes or no removes performance. Letterman asked if he believed he owed the public the truth, even when it made him look bad. Trump began speaking about witch hunts, but Letterman gently stopped him and reminded him that the question required yes or no, which made the audience roar with laughter.
I'm so consumed with the work of Warren Zevon that when I was coming over here
that Trump had come to bully the host, but that a question cannot be bullied and can only be dodged. For a moment, Trump had nothing to say, and no nickname or rant appeared quickly enough to erase the timer, the buzzer, and the printed contradictions. He stood up and
so consumed with the work of Warren Zevon
that when I was
every
platform replayed the same 3 moments, which were the